Hello YouTube, this is Into a C5R coming to you with a story from Forbes about the iPhone 11 and its leaks. I'm gonna bring up is that the new iPhone 11s will have 3 cameras in this thing. With the iPhone 11, it's gonna have 3 cameras, but there's another source by Federico. Hold up. I'm gonna come back to the article here in a second. By Federico, and I will leave the link in the description below for the leak. And the video that has Federico's link, you can check him out. Check the video out at Everything Apple Pro. And he has 2 videos. One about the first Apple leaks of the iPhone 11, and the one published on today, August 3rd, about the product red, the price, and the stylus that might be coming with the iPhone 11, having support for the Apple Pencil and the A13 chip. But back to the Forbes thing. Taking a look back after a week, going back a week of news from the Apple leaks, and the headlines from Cupertino in California. The Apple leaks from this week in general have been the Apple Pencil support probably for the iPhone's 11s, choosing an iPhone XR sales, and services success. New iPod Pro details in this article, and tiny feature surprises massive the MacBook Pros. Apple quarterly financials and a boost for Apple Arcade. This is dealing with. Okay, here we go. As details of the 2019 iPhones, recently named the iPhone 11 Violet family, and the iPhones destined for 2020, there are more confirmations that Apple removing features. So meaning removing features such as the 2020 census expect to pack a 5G connectivity. Like before, there were rumors that this year's phones might have it, but no, that maybe in 2020 iPhones will have 5G connectivity. Well, they might be sticking with the LTE standard for 4G, or with the faster bandwidth speeds. But it leads to a significant question. Would you buy this year's iPhones, or would you wait until next year's 2020 iPhones? Now, because the regular buyer of an Apple product, they will probably buy the newest thing when it comes out. But I think that people are going to get the new phones and hold out, and when the new ones come out, they'll trade up their old phones, or they're going to keep those old phones and see how people get along first with the first new iPhones in 2020 before they decide, okay, I'm going to upgrade to the 2020 iPhones with 5G and see if there's any changes in thermals and whatnot with the 5G connectivity modems in the iPhones, because they're going to have Intel modems. They bought $5 billion worth of Intel's modem department for 5G connectivity. So we don't know at the moment. But people, just here's a quote from the person in the Forbes thing, says, and the reasons for the wait for the 2020 don't stop there. While the iPhone 11 will be more of the same, Apple is completely redesigning and resizing the iPhone range next year, upgrading displays and giving them all new camera tech pulled from the iPhone 11 at the last minute. Touch ID might make a comeback, so meaning Touch ID might make a full comeback in the 2020 iPhones, but not in the iPhone 11s. Meaning, when people have been asking for Touch ID since the 10 released, I read, Touch ID since the iPhone 10 came out, because they removed it from the 10 The 8 was the last phone to have it, because when the 10 came out, it replaced it with Face ID. Now, Face ID is generally better, but Face ID had problems when it first came out on the 10. And I had bigger issues with the 10. I see bigger issue with Face ID than Touch ID, but people could fake out Touch ID as well, but not as clever, because Touch ID, your fingerprint is tied to your chip on your phone. No one can get your ID unless they know your passcode. But this is the biggest mistake Cupertino has made with the iPhone lineup since the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, with tech and with materials and stuff. With Bingate, with the 6, and then with the iPhone, with the connectivity of issues with the connectivity of cellular data.
No, please go take the garbage out. Please go take the garbage out. Come.
Because with the iPhone 4, it was a certain spot on the phone where if you cover that certain spot, your service would drop. With the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, if you did so, because of how they made the phone with certain materials, it would bend very easily. But also, there was another controversy with these newer iPhones, like the 7 and 8 and 10, with especially the 8 and 10 with the glass backs. Apple would charge an obscene amount of money for the repair, even though it's an easy glass back repair. I know there was a camera module included in the back of the phone, but it was outrageous. Now, recently they amended that issue with the battery replacement, as well as a big issue with Apple iPhones with the pricing. But they came up with a promotional to do $29 up until the end of 2018. Now, the regular prices right now are $50 for the regular iPhones and $70 for the newer iPhones. The 10 and up. The 8, I think the 8 and up with the glass backs. But if you have Apple Care or Apple Care Plus, it is free. But if you don't, you have to pay those prices. I think $50 is reasonable for a a battery replacement. I'm not so certain about the newer ones. It could be like 60 instead of 70. And they're still charging outrageous amounts of money for adapters. But because of this biggest controversy with the iPhone 11, they're pulling tech from the last minute. Because iOS 13 is right around the corner when these iPhone 11 comes out. All these leaks coming out now, but when they come out, they replace the older iPhones when iOS 13. And now how is iOS 13 gonna run on the older iPhones? I don't know for sure. It might run perfectly fine or run too slow. It might bug down the old ones to the point where new customers might have to go up to new customers of the recent phones or older ones have to go. And also, the biggest controversy with the iPhone 7 when it released was the audio FC board. And when that audio FC board got damaged, it would cause boot looping with the iPhone when you turned it on. And all the iPhones from the 5 up to now have thermal throttling issues on when you have it not plugged in or plugged in, and you can pick up the phone and the phone is so hot you have to put it down. Now, I'm not. It's not a big issue. But back to the article here. As it details about 2019 iPhones, performance in the iPhone 11 family and the iPhone's data for 2020, there are more confirmations that Apple is removing features.
Did your mother tell you to take the garbage out right now?
I'm doing. This down. And if I have to trim out those parts, fuck it. How about the long and the good thing is there is something for 2020. There will be Apple's Pencil support, and they might be also bringing the product red version of the phone out right away at release. Okay, moving on from that. The iPhone XR6S. I suggest a route to success for service devices. Services success. Alongside the development of the iPhone over the next few years is the development of Apple software services. The likes of Apple Music, Apple Games, and Apple Video are expected to increase the contribution of the bottom line.